Hello guys, Robot1 here, and today I'm doing another discussion video, and this discussion video is basically, why do people play degenerate decks? Now, what do I mean by degenerate? Now, degenerate is, in my opinion, in the game, is basically a deck that says you're not allowed to play the game regardless of what you do. So basically decks that come to mind that say this are Monarchs. Monarchs, when they had full power of their domain and stuff, now they're still pretty good. You can still see them top up. They're not as powerful as they used to be. Barrier statues, with their ability to say, you can't special summon, you can't play the game, you only have tons of back row, and you're not allowed to have fun. With their demise and just like tons of strikes, their swords, and just all stuff like Fossil Dino, all the barrier statues themselves, with their degenerate ways. And the deck that's been the most degenerate deck for the longest time, that has recently picked up relevance again, Chainburn. Oh god, Chainburn, why have you returned? I remember the days when people joked around saying, if you took Chainburn to a regional, you would get stabbed by the end of it. Like, Chainburn is a deck that is just probably the most degenerate deck that I've ever seen. Purely because it says, you're dying in one turn. You get no more than one turn. And knowing that really does make me think, why would people want to play something so unfun, something so degenerate, as I said? And it's like, why? So I thought I would just give you discuss it and give a few reasons why I think people may play the deck, or may play degenerate decks, and why they really just want to make people pissed off, I suppose, because whenever I play against a freaking barrier statue player in ranked matching on Death Pro or something, I get mad because half the time I can't beat them because they've locked me out completely. And it's just like, why would you want to be such a dick? Literally. So, yeah. So let's get on to some of the reasons why I think people actually do play degenerate decks, and why I think that they shouldn't. Now, let's go with the first reason. They're usually very cheap. Now, degenerate decks such as Monarchs, Chainburn, and Barrier Statues, you could probably build Chainburn if you weren't buying all the expensive stuff like strikes and barriers for about maybe 50 quid. I guess. Like, I'm not completely sure on the values of it. I just know a lot of it's common and rares and stuff, so it's not very expensive. That's a very cheap deck. Chainburn, you can pick up the whole Chainburn deck for a tenner. It's not even funny. You could actually pick up the whole Chainburn deck for a tenner, and you would have everything. Like, everything in that deck is common. Unless you're playing Demise, but if you're playing normal Chainburn, it's like a tenner. And for Monarchs, it's like 30 quid and you had a deck. So, knowing how cheap the decks are is kind of a reason to play them, because like it means you can play a deck and still win with it. And even my hair is so bloody annoying. Anyway, it means you can buy a cheap deck that you can play for quite a long time. Like, Chainburn has never really been hit other than stuff like Ring of Destruction and things. In the aspects, like, I can't remember if they actually did hit anything really detrimental to the Chainburn deck. I think they may have hit Chain Strike at one point, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And, like, the deck is just, it's like, Chainburn in general was just such a cheap deck, and so degenerate that people still played it. Like, being a cheaping deck that you can just pick up for like a tenner, go to a regional or a locals or any sort of event, and top with it, it's stupid when you think about it, because it means that people are playing a deck that isn't for the fun of the game. They're just doing it because they want to win. And that isn't, like, sure, if you play this game, you want to win. I'm not saying people don't want to win if they play the game. But what I'm trying to say is, if you're playing this game, you don't play to piss people off. You play so you can have fun interactions with your opponent. Like in some of the duel videos that I'm gonna upload this week, um, I I I made some mistakes, but I had fun because I wasn't bad. I showed the skill that I had in some of the games, and it was fun interaction between me and my opponent. Like that was fun. But when you have no interaction whatsoever, it's like also another degenerate deck is also Nurse Burn, with that being able to say, "Oh, I'm just going to burn you for 9k instantly." Like that's another thing. It's cheap as well. Well, if you're not playing the Dark Lord variant, it's pretty cheap. You could probably pick it up for about 50 quid maybe max. But the point is, you are not. Degenerate decks just exist in this game, and it's not good for the game. And them being so cheap is just a big factor to people picking them up. Just being able to pick up a £10 deck, take it to a regional, a YCS, a locals, and just top with it. You're not having fun. You're having very boring interactions with your opponent because you're like, oh, flip this trap card, flip this trap card, flip this trap card, flip this spell card, game. That's not fun. That's just like, oh, I'm going to burn you to death, sir, so you're not allowed to play the game anymore. And it's like, why did I play a chain burn? And like, I know these degenerate decks do come around, and I know they are around, but why would you want to play them if there's no fun interactions between you and your opponent? It's like, I bet most people who play these decks, like, I guess barrier statues you could have a bit more fun with them because there are more ways to out barrier statues, but when you're playing chain burn, there's no way to out it. There's absolutely no way to out chain burn. Like, chain burn is just such an annoying deck. Like, sure, if they don't open all their burn cards, it's like, meh. But if they do, you lose. You lose on the spot. You just die. You're dead. You played the game. You're gone. And knowing that there's no fun interactions between the decks really does make me think why people would want to play degenerate decks such as Chainburn, Monarchs. Like, Monarchs may have had a bit of interaction as well, but they didn't have a lot, purely because Domain locked you out from the extra deck. It locked you the Erebus, shuffling away your cards for nothing, gaining so much advantage. Like, even the Monarch FTK deck was another degenerate deck. That was Magical Explosion. That thing won a YCS, I believe. And that was just completely stupid. Like, degenerate decks aren't fun to play against. They've never been fun to play against. They'll never be fun to play against. And they're usually not fun to play with. People who usually pick these decks up, have these decks, usually just play them because they don't like the game themselves. They do it because they want to win. And that's, sure, again, I'm saying it's not bad to want to win. But winning with something like that, it doesn't feel satisfying. Like, if you're winning with something like that, you're basically saying to yourself, oh, I played this game, I did it because I wanted to, but I don't care for the game itself. Now, sure, people break the game a lot. Sure, people do that, but when you're playing a degenerate deck such as Chainburn, Monarch FTK, Barrier Statues, anything along those lines, you're basically telling your opponent that I'm here just to win. Like, I'm not here to play for fun. I'm not here to actually play the game. I'm here to say, you can't play, and I'm just gonna win. And, again, it's not bad to say you want to win, but there's no fun interactions with that, and there's no fun in actually playing the game. And it's like, it's not a good game. Like, I would still shake an opponent's hand if I lost because they were playing those decks, but I would not be happy with it. I would be so pissed off. I would be so irritated just because I lost to it. Like, literally, I would probably explode from it, because I have bad memories of Chainburn, and I do not enjoy it. Like, it's just like, guys, why would you want to play a degenerate deck? Why would you want to be there not to have fun, just to win, and even if you lose, you're probably gonna be pissed because you're like, oh, I lost, I'm playing this deck and everything. Well, you deserve to lose because you're playing a degenerate deck. Like, it's just not fun to play against. It's not fun to play with. And I really do think that Chainburn, degenerate decks such as this, shouldn't exist. But, guys, like, tell me what you think. Do you think Chainburn and all these decks that I've stated are degenerate? Did I miss any degenerate decks that I've said? Like, Exodia is another one, I suppose, if you want to call that a degenerate deck, even though it is. Oh god, it is. But yeah, guys, that's basically the gist of it. Why do people play degenerate decks? Why do you want to play degenerate decks? Why are you even playing the game if you're not playing to have fun and you're just playing to be like, you can't play the game? This is what you get for playing the game. But yeah, guys, that's basically the point of this video. Me trying to tell you guys why I think people play degenerate decks and why I don't think you should play degenerate decks, because there's no fun in it, there's no interaction in it, it's just like, you lose the game, go home. So, yeah guys, tell me what you think of this, tell me if you think it's the same, and tell me if you think you're going to be playing Chainburn at your next regional, you evil git. But yeah. And also another thing, they made Chainburn even more degenerate by some guy putting Zoo in it. Zoo's not completely degenerate on its own, but mixed with Chainburn. Oh lord, how did that thing top? How did that thing top? But anyway, guys, tell me what you think in the comment section below. Do you think Chainburn is the biggest degenerate deck of all time? Do you think it should be? Do you think it's fair for them to keep Konami to have built this deck? Do you think Chainburn should just be wiped off the face of the planet? Tell me all your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more Yugioh videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Robert1, signing out. Thanks for watching, guys. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video for more Yugioh videos. And check out the links in the description for the previous video and the link to my Facebook page where you can see previous videos that I've posted there and any other information that I may have posted there. I hope to see you guys next time. And thanks for watching.